Well, I have to say it wasn't because of any great desire on my own to seek any additional power or anything like that. It's not a political motivation. I had a prior client who came in to see me and said, "There's an open seat and you should run for it." And I was a little ambivalent, and before I even finished saying I don't know, my paralegal was there saying, "It's your civic responsibility, you would be fabulous, you have a lot of good ideas, you need to do this." And before I knew it, that was the feedback that I was getting from just so many people. And as someone who's really civically minded and tapped into the community, I did feel like this was something that I could do and could do well. And since my job is representing people and advocating for people, some with more power and some with very little power, I thought that I could serve as an advocate for this community as well, and that this community really could benefit from having an effective voice in Hartford.
Well, I think your experience in the town of Litchfield on all of these different committees, and especially, again, the education background that you had, and the psychology. I mean, those are all pluses for someone running for office, because you have to understand what you're doing and the reaction that people will get to you as you speak and travel. So that's wonderful. And it is amazing when you told me that before we started here, that you had no desire or thought of it actually before people more or less recruited you, in a sense. And I thought, well, that's wonderful, having the experience in the town, knowing the town, being a lawyer, and having the will to spend the time, because the traveling, fundraising, interviews, I mean, it is a terrible strain, I would think, in some respects, but yet it can be very enjoyable at the same time, learning a lot. You're really learning from this experience, I'm sure.
I am. I have to say, I never knew that I had as much free time as I've discovered that I have now, because I'm everywhere all the time, learning about communities that I didn't know about. So the district, which does include Litchfield and Morris, also includes Warren and Bethlehem and Woodbury. And while Woodbury has always been a really lovely place that I like to go, and Bethlehem is just beautiful, they're not communities that I felt as tapped into, even though they were my neighbors. And so getting out there and really meeting people in those towns and getting to know those towns has really been very wonderful for me too. And I'm a social person, so it's given me an opportunity to get out and about more than I was doing before. So I've really enjoyed the campaigning.